So about a year ago, I had this patient, right? And I'm waiting for him, and he's about ready to show up. And he pulls up in this really sweet convertible Corvette. And it was an older one. And this gentleman is probably 65. And he comes in, and he is just beaming, right? And he's talked about always wanting this. And he finally went out and got one. And he's loving life. It was a nice day. Top was off. He was driving around, having a great time with it. I see him again about a year later. And he pulls up like in this Subaru. Nothing against Subarus, right? But the Subaru is not a classic Corvette. So I'm like, hey, brother, what's going on? What happened to the Corvette? It's just in the shop or what? It's a nice day. Why don't you bring it out? And he said, no, I sold it. I'm like, why did you sell it? And he said, well, I was having trouble getting out of it because the seats were so low. I could barely pull myself out of it. And I'm like, you don't need to sell your car and to get a Subaru the rest of your life when you had a Corvette, because all you need to do is work on leg and hip strength. And I said, hey, were you doing any strengthening? And he's like, golf. I'm like, okay, that's great, but golf isn't going to really increase your strength like specific focused weight training will. So listen, so if you're thinking about selling a car that's really cool because your legs are weak, don't do what he did, do what I do. Let's go. Hey everyone, welcome to the front row. If this is your first time to the channel, welcome. I'm a physical therapist out of Bellingham, Washington, integrative physical therapy. Please take a moment to give the video a thumbs up if you find it helpful, subscribe, and ding, turn on those notifications so you never miss another video. If you're watching this lower extremity strengthening video without first watching the upper extremity video, I'll put a link right above here. Make sure you check that out first, because it really makes no sense to work on lower extremity strength without upper extremity strength. And yes, this is designed for older adults. And so there's some people watching this that are saying, it's way too easy, it's way too hard. I understand that. Okay, this is designed to be simple, and then people can build off of it. If you can do CrossFit, great. But you know what? Not everyone can do CrossFit. Maybe you have rheumatoid arthritis. Maybe you've got something else going on. Maybe you had a knee replacement and you can't stand for very long. So this video is going to be easy, basic, but yet effective exercises that you can do. And if it's too easy for you, great, go do something harder. But for those people that are having challenges, they're going to appreciate something like this. When you're talking about strength training, it has to be systematic. I can't strength train once a week and expect to, wow, how come I'm not getting any stronger, or my biceps aren't getting any bigger, or my legs are still staying weak? You have to be systematic with it. And a basic programming is this. If we did 3 days a week of, say for example, upper extremity work, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Tuesday, Thursday, we did legs. Saturday, Sunday, we take a break from the weights. We still stay active. Remember, your goal is to be active every single day. Then the next week, we flip it. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I do lower extremity workouts. Tuesday, Thursday, upper extremity. Now, life happens, right? And if I fall off the wagon, look at your calendar and jump right back into it. But you have to be consistent. Key is to stress consistency over intensity. Some days you're going to wake up. I mean, it happens to everyone. You just wake up and you're like, you know what? I'm just not feeling it today, bro. I just don't have it. But that's okay. Don't skip. You got a fever, sure. But if you're just not feeling it, maybe do half the weight, maybe do less intensity, but you will guarantee to feel better if you did something. Do not take that day off unless you're absolutely sick or something else is going on. Common sense disclaimer. Please, before you start any weight training exercise, make sure you're cleared with your physician, make sure there's nothing else going on, and make sure you're safe when you're doing these exercises. All right, enough talk, let's get into the exercises. The thing to remember about strength training is that you got to have perfect posture when you're doing it, because anytime you strength train, you're reinforcing that movement into the nervous system. So it's critical, right? We've got chin tuck, scapula in the back pocket, engage the core a little bit. First exercise is a simple sit to stand exercise. Now for some people this is going to be really easy, so be creative. My wife's outdoor candle. But you get the idea. Have a little bit of weight in your hand here. It does smell good actually, citronella. Okay, anyway, back and back down, up and back down. If you're super strong, you can maybe just do air squats without the chair. The key is you want to stick your butt out a little bit like you're sitting back in a chair. Maybe it's too hard for you to do that at this point. You don't have the strength. So what you can do is get a chair with arms and give yourself just the least amount of boost you need to help get you up and down. Just a little bit of pressure and back up. But really try to strengthen the legs, and then organically, every time you're getting up from the dinner table, instead of instinctively reaching for the arms, just make your hips and your legs do the work. As you get stronger, do it from a lower chair. All this strength training is going to be, if you can, 3 sets of anywhere from 8 to 12 repetitions. So you want to make the resistance enough so that when you get to that 3rd set and you're approaching rep number 8, 9, 10, you're feeling fatigue in the muscle where you're supposed to be feeling it and not pain. If you're feeling pain with any of these exercises, first be smart. See if you can limit your range of motion, see if you can lighten up the intensity, and if you can't, then maybe that's just not a good exercise for you to do for that day. Second exercise we're going to do is just a simple knee extension. Come up, squeeze this quad muscle nice and hard, and back down again. Back up. I like to go nice and slow, so when in doubt, I'd rather have you go too slow versus too fast, because time under tension of a muscle is really important for strength training. Pause at the top, really squeeze that muscle we're trying to work, and then back down again. Same thing on the other side. Don't be surprised if your knees crack or pop or snap. As long as it's not painful, you're just working through it. You may be strong enough to where you need some ankle weights. So go ahead and get a set of ankle weights. Put 3 pounds, 4 pounds, 5 pounds, whatever you need to on there to try to get a little bit more tension. Another easy way to do it is, in this example here, my right leg is working. I'm going to rest my left leg, dead weight of my left leg, on top. Now all of a sudden it's a lot harder for my right leg to be able to lift that up. So if you don't have weights, that's just a little quick cheap way to do it. Next one requires some TheraBand, some elastic, cord. You can be creative. You can use your hands if you need to, if you don't have it, but a band works best. Wrap that around your knees. Hold it steady. Good posture. It's right above your knees. And then you're spreading your knees apart and holding it and coming back in again. We're working the glutes, specifically the glute medius. Most of us have weak hips, so this is a great way to get some strength in your hips. Pause. You can get this TheraBand from your local physio. You can order it online. Be creative. Be resourceful. Just no excuses. Now we're going to get into some standing exercises. This is your glute max, your biggest, strongest muscle, so it makes sense that we work that. Now if you need balance, obviously be safe first. We're going to work on hip extension. So I'm going to hold on here because I need a little balance myself. You can have a weight on here if you need to. Once again, good posture, chin tuck, scapula in the back pocket. I'm working my left glute, and I'm going to bring it behind me and really squeeze that muscle hard and then let it relax. Squeeze and let it relax. Remember, always know and feel the muscle that you're trying to work. Then you know you're in the right area. Hold, back down. Obviously the same thing on the other side. Now we're going to work the hamstring. We'll do a hamstring curl. Once again, if you need weight, put weight on there. Nice and tall, chin tuck, engage the core, scapula in the back pocket, and I'm bending up, back down slowly, working the hamstring. Now, what's going to probably happen by that 3rd rep, you're going to cramp up. Don't worry about it. It just means the muscle is a little tight, maybe even a little deconditioned. Go into a little bit of a stretch first, stretch it out, and then go back to the exercise. You might only be able to do 2 or 3 until it cramps, but eventually stick with it. Don't give up. It'll get better. Now we're going to go into some heel raises. You're going to hold on if you need to. First, we'll start with both legs. We're coming up, pause, back down slowly. If you want to work on balance, let go. As you get stronger, switch to one leg. Come up, pause, and back down. Come up, pause, back down. Obviously, we're doing these on both sides. The last one we're going to do is a little hip abduction. If you're strong, you can put some weights on your ankle if you need to. What I don't want to see is a lot of weight shifting just to cheat and get that weight up. If you need balance, hold on. If not, chin tuck, scalp in the back pocket, nice and strong on the support leg. Come out, pause, and back in. It's not going to be a very big range of motion because if I go too far, I start shifting in the back, which I don't want. Pause and back down. This is a great three-way exercise. Three-way because you're working on balance, I'm working on strength of the support leg, and strength of the leg I'm moving. And then you're going to switch. Get your balance, come out and hold, back down. Congratulations, you finished the workout. So if you use the appropriate resistance or weight, you should feel a little fatigued, but in a good way. Remember the calendar of how we talked about scheduling this out? If you have any questions, please let me know. And remember, you're never too old to get stronger. I don't care what anyone else says. Now, are we all past our 25-year-old primal self? Sure. But we can make strength gains at any age. I've had patients well into their 80s that'll come back and tell me, you know what, I was able to go up and down a flight of stairs much easier and without pain after doing these exercises. So it's all about keeping those functional doors open and don't let those doors close. Remember to check out the upper extremity video as well too. If there's any questions, please leave them down below. And thumbs up and subscribe and notification if you haven't, all right? Take care, good luck.